All right, welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
Okay, good. Today we're looking at clean rooms,
Oh, interesting.
and specifically this company called Palbum Class. Have you heard of them?
Yeah, I've come across their name before. They're big in the clean room supply world, right?
Yeah. They supply equipment and furniture for clean rooms globally. So I've been looking at their website, and it's really interesting. All the stuff that goes into keeping a clean room, well, clean.
Right.
Because when you think about a clean room, most people probably think of like, a scientist in a hazmat suit in a lab somewhere.
Yeah, very sterile environment.
Yeah, but there's a lot more to it than that.
Oh, absolutely. It's a whole ecosystem, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's like even the furniture, has to be specially designed and everything.
Yeah, you've got to think about every single surface, every piece of equipment, every material that goes in and out. Because any little thing can throw off the balance.
Yeah. And speaking of surfaces, Palbum Class really seems to emphasize stainless steel, especially electro-polished stainless steel.
Yeah, they talk about that a lot on their website. I'm guessing it has something to do with, preventing contamination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say it's the highest quality finish. But I don't really understand why is electropolishing so important? What does that even do?
Well, think about it this way. Even a seemingly smooth surface, like, say, a metal countertop, if you look at it under a microscope, it's actually got all these tiny little pores and crevices.
Right.
And those little imperfections, they're like magnets for dust, bacteria, all sorts of contaminants.
Oh, I see.
Electropolishing, what it does is it smooths out those imperfections.
Right.
It creates an almost perfectly smooth surface at a microscopic level, so there are no places for those contaminants to hide.
So it's like if you compare like a rough piece of wood to a polished glass tabletop.
Exactly. The glass is going to be way easier to keep clean, right?
Yeah.
And in a clean room, where even a single microbe can be a huge problem, that level of smoothness is essential.
Right. So they've got like a whole range of products on their website.
Yeah.
One thing that I found interesting was gowning furniture.
Gowning furniture?
Yeah. What is that? I mean, I know what gowning is, but like what's the furniture for?
So picture this. You're about to enter a clean room. You've got to go through this whole gowning process, right? Putting on the suit, the gloves, the mask, the booties, everything.
Yeah.
Well, that process happens in a separate room, sometimes called a gowning room, and that's where the gowning furniture comes in.
Okay.
We're talking specialized benches, lockers, sometimes even air showers, all designed to help people get gowned up without introducing any contaminants.
Ah, I see.
And like everything else in a clean room, the furniture itself has to be super easy to clean. You don't want any nooks and crannies where dust bunnies can gather.
Right. So it's kind of like it's almost like a ritual, isn't it? You're preparing to enter this sacred space.
Yeah, you could think of it that way. It's about minimizing any risk of contamination. It's a very deliberate, careful process.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the gowning furniture. They also have something called clean room dispensers.
Oh, right. Yeah. Dispensers.
What kind of things are they dispensing in a clean room?
All kinds of stuff. It could be solvents, adhesives, stuff you might use in manufacturing. It could be sterile water, gases, really anything that needs to be kept completely free of contamination.
Okay.
And the dispensers themselves, they're pretty high tech. They might have HEPA filters to remove particles from the air, and they're made from materials that won't react with whatever they're dispensing.
So it's almost like a mini clean room within the clean room.
Exactly.
Okay. And then there's these wafer transport carts.
Wafer transport carts.
What are those all about?
So those are specifically designed for moving semiconductor wafers around the clean room without damaging them.
Oh, okay.
And those wafers, they're incredibly sensitive. They're basically the building blocks of microchips, the brains of all our electronics.
Right.
So any little bump, any vibration, any speck of dust could potentially ruin them.
Wow.
So these carts, they're built with special suspension systems to absorb any shocks and vibrations, and they're probably sealed tight to keep out any contaminants.
It's really interesting. I mean, they have a lot of, like you said, they have a lot of products, but they also they emphasize custom solutions a lot, like working with clients to develop specific things.
Yeah, and that makes sense because every clean room is different, right? Depending on what you're doing in there, what industry you're in, you're going to have different needs, different requirements for cleanliness and control.
Yeah, of course.
So Paul Bloom Class being able to tailor their products to those specific needs, that's got to be a huge advantage.
Yeah, and they even say that all the products on their website are just the, quote, tip of the iceberg.
Oh, interesting.
What do you think they mean by that?
Well, I think it means that they've got a lot more to offer than what you just see on the surface, you know?
Right.
It's not just about selling pre-made furniture and carts. It's about understanding the client's needs, working with them to design custom solutions, maybe even engineering entire processes.
Oh,
So it's really a much deeper level of expertise than just, picking something out of a catalog.
Yeah. It's like they're almost like a partner in the clean room creation process, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
So it's really fascinating to me. You think about clean rooms, you think about all this high-tech stuff, but it's almost like, it's enabling innovation.
Absolutely.
Because without these clean rooms, without this level of control, a lot of the technologies we rely on today, we wouldn't even have them.
Yeah, think about it. Smartphones, computers, medical devices, pharmaceuticals, all of these things depend on clean rooms. It's like this invisible foundation that makes so much of our modern world possible.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you think about it that way. So what's your biggest takeaway from looking at all this, from this deep dive into Paul Bloom Class and clean rooms?
I think for me, it's just a reminder of how much we take for granted. We use these amazing technologies every day, but we rarely stop to think about all the complex processes and the incredible level of control that goes into making them.
Right. Right. It's like we just see the end product, but we don't see all the work that goes into it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it makes me wonder, like, what other applications might we see for clean rooms in the future? We talked about tech, we talked about pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
But are there other areas where this level of environmental control might become important?
Well, who knows what the future holds, right? But I can definitely see clean rooms playing a bigger role in fields like nanotechnology.
Okay.
Where you're working with materials at the atomic level, and gene editing, another field where contamination could be disastrous.
Right, right.
I mean, even things like advanced materials manufacturing, creating new types of fabrics or building materials, they might require clean room environments to ensure the quality and consistency of the product.
Yeah, it seems like the need for absolute cleanliness is only going to grow as we push the boundaries of technology.
Oh, I think that's a safe bet.
Well, this has been a really interesting deep dive. Thanks for joining me and exploring the world of clean rooms and Paul Bloom Class with me.
It's been a pleasure.
And for all of you listening, I encourage you to explore further. Check out Paul Bloom Class's website, see what else they're doing, and just think about all the amazing things that clean rooms make possible.
Yeah.
So until next time, keep on diving.
Keep diving.